Hey everyone, it's Relic here, and we are back on the FTOG server, playing a little bit more of Avant 3. And you remember in the last episode then, we set up the refined storage, and we were going to be transferring across all our stuff from down here in the processing room for our void miners upstairs into our main storage. And yeah, pretty much successful on this side. We've got it all set up now, so that's empty now, and everything flows across into this one thing, into the network receiver, and then upstairs. And I've yet to do this side. I'm going to tunnel under the floor with some of the Ender.io item conduit, just because I'm lazy, and I could have just set up another one of the network receivers, but yeah, we'll do it the old-fashioned way, just to make life a little bit simpler, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's not simpler, but we'll do it that way anyway. So, anyway, one thing just to note that somebody pointed out to me, and that was that apparently, once this is all connected, it works on its own. You don't actually need a power cell to make this work. So, we are just going to grab that out. And yeah, indeed, that is still working. So, we just want to grab one of our white blocks, which I don't seem to have on me right now, so let's just grab one of those, and hopefully, yeah, there we go, one white block, or 64 as the case may be. Excellent, like that. And then I am going to fill all these gaps in, and probably do this one now actually, just to make, at least I've made some progress on it. And I'm going to get some covers, and we're going to sort this out as well. But that is not what I want to do today. It's got one other thing that I want to show you upstairs. And we'll just get up there. Okay, so here we are. We're in the storage control room. And yeah, so I've added a load more of the refined storages. The modular storages in here. I've not managed to get all of the external storages connections made yet. But yeah, we'll get that done. We don't need them all as yet because there are... obviously, there's another 6 there, and that's quite enough storage for now. And I moved all the refined storage stuff from over here to here, so it's a bit neater. And then one other thing that I've done, I've actually left the bits and pieces downstairs, but in the solderer, if you just get in there, I actually made some of the speed upgrade cards. I made 4 of those because I was making quite a few of the bits and pieces in the solderer, and it was quite slow. The upgrade cards are pretty easy to make, so it's just these speed upgrades, and they just require some of these upgrades, which is the improved processors, which you make in the solder itself, bit of glass, and some of the quartz enriched iron, and obviously a bit of sugar, and some redstone. So I made 4 of those. I will make some more just so that transferring stuff about is pretty quick. I've got to say, taking them downstairs and putting them onto the importer for moving stuff across, it was so much quicker. And it is a lot quicker as well on the, what is that saying? That is actually full at the moment. I need to check that out and find out what's actually gone on there. But yeah, for this, it didn't make it as lightning quick as I was kind of hoping it would do. And you can't make it any quicker because there's only actually 4 slots, but it was a lot quicker than when we were making stuff the other day. So that's that. But as I said, that is not what we want to do today. And today I'm feeling a little bit Christmassy. I've been out today in my hometown, and I've done the remainder of my Christmas shopping. I always like to leave things a little bit last minute. And yeah, it was quite good fun actually. Everybody was very pleasant. There was obviously a lot of people out and about. But yeah, so it's made me feel quite Christmassy. So I thought today, what can we do that is Christmassy on the server? And I know that Link has been about delivering presents to various people. And I know that Grok has been doing some bits and pieces as well. I'm sure others have as well. So I thought to myself, I need to get in on some of the Christmas action. And obviously, Mojang has kindly supplied us all with Christmas hats. So yeah, I'm feeling extra Christmassy. So I thought we would make a Christmas tree. And we would make a few Christmas trees, and we'd deliver them to the various people on the server, just to spread a little bit of the Christmas cheer and get everybody in the spirit ready for the big day. And obviously, I'm going to do it with chisel and bits, because why wouldn't I when we've got that? So we just need to find a little bit of an area, and I guess over the back here where I normally do my stuff. So a bit of rubber banding. That's probably me causing all that, to be honest, with all these various bits and pieces that we've got going on now. But what I'm going to do is I want to grab and see where my chisel and bits bag is. Oh, it's there. Let's just have a look and see if we go in here. I want some spruce. Now, we'll grab that one because it's got some spruce wood planks in. And I also want to grab some spruce leaves, which I don't think I've actually got any of those at the moment. That's fine. Rather than looking through all of them, let's just grab that out. And if we go back in here, I'm hoping that, yeah, we've got a little bit of spruce. We might have to grab a little bit more, but that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll just pop a few of those down. In fact, we'll pop 8 of them down for now. And we will grab our chisel. Now it's getting dark, and hopefully it will get light again, as it does tend to do. There we go. Right, so there's our chisel, and everything seems to have slowed down a little bit there. That's fine. And we'll put that onto half block and just grab a load of these out like so. Okay, so that's all of those. And I just want to grab out as well, if we just go back into our storage. I know we've got some of the black blocks in there, so we'll grab one of those as well. And we're going to use that for our base, because this is going to be a sort of artificially Christmas tree, I guess. And I don't think we'll need more than one of those. And we just need to we'll use one of the white blocks for this actually. We just need something just to mark out the area so that we don't, there we go, that'll be fine. So we don't actually go beyond the area. And what we'll do is we'll start off, so we need to actually get the middle first of all. So let's put that onto single block. I know, we'll put it on drawn region. And I think that should be the middle, which it is. Good. And then, so we want to have, I think we'll have it like that. And then want to get the other middle as well. Like so. Good. That's the middle as well. I find actually that is a good little tip actually. If you have your chisel on half block as it is, and then when you put in bits down, if you want to find where the middle is, so that's not quite gone over the edge. If you hold on the chisel, it'll kind of like give you where the halfway points are. So if you can't do it by eye, that's kind of a good way to do it. So you can see that is fairly straightforward. And just check that last one. Good. And then you just want to put a little square in the middle, like so. Okay, so we can grab that in like that. And that'll be the feet. And then if we put that onto connected plane, we just build up this center point to where we think, maybe that's a bit too much, just where the base would go to, like that. And then if we put it back onto drawn region again, all we want to do is just get this so that it comes across and goes up and joins, just like a little Christmas tree base. So I'm going to do that all the way around, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that is the base done, and yeah, it's looking okay. It's looking okay. And all we need to do now then is to actually get the trunk of the Christmas tree going up. Now, because this is going to be covered with leaves anyway, it doesn't really matter what it's really made of. But as I've already got, I think it's in here, as I've already got some of the spruce wood, or just some wood, that's fine. It doesn't really matter what kind of wood it is. We can use some of that. So if we put that on here like this. Yeah, that's going to be fine. And then we'll put that onto connected plane and we'll just take that up. In fact, that was not what I wanted to do. Let's just rectify that really quickly again. Put that back onto draw and region, put it onto connected plane, and like so. And there's not really any particular height that I thought about doing this. I guess just kind of like the height that ultimately, oh dear, let's just undo that. That was a little bit silly. And that's why, because I used all the undo. I just want it a little bit higher than that. But actually not missing the top of it, so just connected plane in other places that we don't want it to go to. Let's have a look and see how high that looks. Yeah, I think just maybe a touch higher. We can take some off the top if it doesn't look right. I think that kind of feels about right. So in order to actually get the leaves onto here, there's a couple of ways that we can do this. Now, we can either just take... So we've got the spruce leaves here. We've got the spruce leaves here. We can either just put this onto, I don't know, like a half-size block and then just gradually work this round just so that we've got a little bit of the shape and then just fill it out with single bits. Or we can just grab them onto single bit, pretty much the same as we did for the trees that we've got over in the Great Hall, and literally just start putting these down and gradually building them out. So as we go around, and we're gonna end up with a few in other places that we don't want them. But I think that is the way. Now it's going to take a while to do it this way, but I just think it will look a little bit more natural. I don't want it to look too sort of uniform and artificial, if that makes any sense. So yeah, we'll just do it that way. And obviously as we get more on there, so it'll gradually start to build out. And what we'll do is there'll be obviously a few up on the top, and then as we get down to the bottom, we will try to make it so that it's a bit more filled out. And as we get further along, we should be able to just sort of adjust the shape as we want. Because obviously anything that we don't like, we can just delete it off fairly simply. So I am just going to go away. So this is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to go away for a while and just try to get the shape that I want for this. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so a little while later, and yeah, messed around with this a little bit. There's just a few little bits and pieces that you could probably trim up here where the branches are perhaps like that one, for example. We don't want that. Like so. But yeah, it's pretty much doing it this way. That's pretty much as, I think, as close as we're going to get. Took too much off there. Let's just put a few more in just to fill that area in. But it's kind of looking a little bit Christmas tree shaped, and that's kind of all we want, really. As I say, using blocks, it's going to be pretty difficult. The main thing to watch out for is if you circle around it, is if you look for any areas that kind of look too concave. So like say, for example, here, you might just want to put a few bits and pieces in there just to try to fill out that area a little bit. And we froze there for a second. Yeah, just try to fill out that sort of area a little bit, just so that it doesn't look quite so concave. And that's all I've done really, is I just say literally just been round, spent about half an hour just sort of making it look that way. So the next thing that we want to do is I kind of want to try, and I say try is the operative word here, is to get some lights on there. Now I thought maybe this would work. So we've still got some of the empowered Palace crystal blocks. Now we could probably go away and make some other ones of these, because the various empowered blocks, they all glow, but I quite like the blue one. So I've chiseled some of that down, and if we just kind of put that in, hopefully in sort of a pattern around the tree, we can get it to look a little bit like fairy lights around the Christmas tree. So I'm just going to mess around with this a little bit and maybe sort of go up again up here. Don't want two next to each other, and that's probably too close as well. I'm not even going to attempt, I don't think, to try to make baubles, because I just think that'll potentially be a little bit too difficult, because I kind of want them to be circular, and working with something this small, trying to get it to look circular would probably be quite difficult. But yeah, I'm just going to mess around with this for a minute and see how I can get this to look, and I'll be back. Okay, so got all the lights around, and yeah, pretty much liking it. I was going to go with some of the other colours, and I did go away and make some of them, but yeah, it made it look a little bit too cluttered. So I've gone with the blue ones because I quite like those. They seem to change colour the most. And I've just kind of interspersed it a little bit with some of the few of the diamantine ones, just because it just gives a little bit of variation. But yeah, pretty pleased with how that's turned out, actually. And I'm not liking that one just there, so we just get rid of that. And yeah, some of them do look a bit strange. They're sort of sticking out a little bit. And if I played around with it a little bit, I could probably get it so that it didn't look quite as odd. But yeah, that will be fine. And obviously the next thing that we're going to need is we're going to need some presents, because no Christmas tree would be complete without any presents underneath. So we can use that for the bows, actually. We're just going to grab some of the flat coloured blocks, because I think they will potentially look quite good. And all I'm going to do, so we grab that green one first of all, is we'll just find a little space underneath. Now we kind of want to make this, yeah, that should be fine actually, just there. We kind of want to make this so that it's within a block, and if we change that onto drawn region, and that was straight away not what I wanted to do, so we'll have it like about that big, I would think. And that was totally not what I wanted to do. Let's just see, did I grab? Yeah, it was the green block, not the I don't really want flashing presents, although somebody might like them. But yeah, I think potentially that will look a little bit better. And let's just try to make this a bit even, because otherwise the ribbons won't be central. And if we just change that then onto connected plane again and just build this up a little bit, just so that it's a bit more like a present. These aren't going to look perfect, but they will look absolutely fine for what we want. So we'll change it onto drawn region. We'll just take out a section here, a section down here, and I kind of wanted to be able to do the back as well, but I don't think I'm going to be able to reach it now. Let's just see if we can. If we just do this carefully. That one and that one, is that about it? No, that's taken too much off the back actually. Let's just undo that at the back. Right, let's try that again from this angle. So down to the bottom, oh, that's better. And then if we just grab some of the gold, let's just chisel that down like so. Now hopefully that's far enough into the middle of the block that we won't get the edges. So all we want to do is just basically put this on. We've got a little bit at the bottom, but I don't suppose it really matters too much. So like that. And just so it looks like it's got a ribbon around the present, and didn't do this side. There we go, that's fine. Like that, and like that, and then just this back piece, if I can just get in there. And I've just missed off a little bit of the top, which hopefully I can get like that. Cool. Okay, well, yeah, that's So I'm not so fussed about this bit at the bottom, but I don't think we're going to be able to do anything about that unless we sort of elevated the presents up a little bit. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to make a few more of those, and then we'll be ready to copy this. And I think we'll probably move ours inside somewhere, and we can go and spread a bit of Christmas cheer around the server. Awesome. Right, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so got some presents. And yeah, they are looking pretty good. Pretty happy with those. And we've kind of put a little bit of a sort of a star on top. It was quite difficult to draw a star, to be honest, that small. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with how that's looking. And I've gone ahead, and if I just get into my inventory, I've gone ahead and tried to copy this the best that I can. I've got a feeling that we might be making a visit back just to copy the bits that I've missed, because this kind of takes up a 3x3 area at least until the second block up. So yeah, we'll see. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to head inside, and I'm going to just have a little bit of a practice at resetting this up, and then we can go and pay a visit to some other people. And I'm just trying to think where we might want a tree in here, because it's quite a big area. I'm kind of guessing maybe over in this corner would be a pretty good place. I'm kind of hoping that it fits in now, actually. But yeah, fine. So I'm gonna try and set this up, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm not sure that all the bits are entirely in the same place that they were before, but yeah, it's looking pretty cool still. Pretty happy with how that's gone. So now I think we've got all the bits together, and we've got loads. I've kept loads of the bits and pieces in my bag, so we've got enough to go and do at least a few people's bases. And I'm going to try to do as many of the people, or certainly the regular players, as I can. So yeah, let's go and spread some Christmas cheer. So I thought that the home of MG Rose would be a pretty cool place to start. And yeah, I'm still not convinced that I've got all the bits in the right place, but yeah, it looks pretty good, pretty happy with it. And yeah, hopefully Rose will like this when she comes back. I think she'll be back just after Christmas, so it might be a little bit late by then, but yeah, never too late to have a Christmas tree, I guess. So we'll head off and we'll do a few more bases. Yeah, once I've done that, I'll meet you back at our base. So there we go. There's a few Christmas presents and Christmas trees delivered to people. And I really hope that you've enjoyed this episode. And if you have, remember to hit that like button. It really helps out. And yeah, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. And yeah, thanks ever so much for all your support this year. So far, it's been absolutely amazing. Really thankful. And I hope everybody has a really lovely Christmas. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.